Welcome to Reframe and Reclaim. We are Courtney Huckabee, a psychotherapist,
and Jen Harris, an interior designer
who have teamed up to reflect,
challenge,
and reframe your mindset in relationship with your personal belongings. Find the reframe.
Start your reclaim.
Hi, welcome back to Reframe and Reclaim. I am Courtney Huckabee.
And I'm Jen Harris.
And today is May. There's a lot of birthdays in our families in May.
Yes.
And we're going to talk about celebrating with experiences, not always all the time, but more so to help us reduce the things in our home.
That are coming into our home. Yes.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. Have you had a birthday recently, especially with kids, right? Where you...
Yes.
She's like, I don't even know. You don't even have to answer that. Finish that question.
We are coming up on my son's 5th birthday this month. And as we were thinking of birthdays coming up again, I was like, there's actually some birthday presents in the top of his closet that we still have not opened up since last birthday. Not that we, deprive our child of having fun or, don't like certain toys. It's just we have so much.
Mm-hmm.
We have had to store things away until later, and they just kind of get lost and forgotten. And I am dreading a little bit this year of another birthday party with a whole lot of people who love my son and want to celebrate him and give him everything.
Yes.
So it's actually a little bit more overwhelming for me than actual Christmas when it comes to the birthday for my son.
That?
Well, I think about Christmas time, we have, grandma, grandpa, auntie, uncles, and my husband and I giving him presents. But for his birthday, we invite all the cousins and the friends and the aunties and the uncles and the neighbors. And it's wonderful because there's so many people who, love our son as we do and want to celebrate him.
Yes.
And, they want to give him something he'll enjoy, which he does. But it's so overwhelming for me, all of the new things that come into the house at that time.
Yes. I don't think people always realize how much stress it puts on not necessarily the whole family, mainly the person who has to... The caregiver who has to organize all the items that come in and find homes and do the process of decluttering the old items, and that can be a daunting, overwhelming task. So I totally understand that.
We're kind of toying with the idea of, can we ask people to come and celebrate? We have always said no gifts are necessary. However, if you're getting a gift, we really want to narrow out, we're not getting like baseball bats, 20 baseball bats because he loves baseball, and all of the Play-Doh and everything. So we kind of say, if you want to bring a toy, like these are things he's interested in, or these are things we would love for him to learn about. But we want to think about maybe experiences instead. Like, we would love to do like a play date with a neighbor, or, a zoo pass for the season, or, a special, grandma, grandpa day together with him. And so a lot of people like that, but then they're like, but what do I bring?
Right. I don't want to be empty-handed. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I think that's a hard balance. I think for gift givers and, the gift receivers as well. Yeah. So growing up, do you have a favorite gift that you remember receiving, or?
I had a lot of wonderful gifts growing up, and I'm sure there's a lot of really great things. Right now, as we're sitting here, like, I wasn't prepared for this question, but I received a Mickey Mouse telephone when I was like 11-ish. And it was like
the one with the hands, where the phone sit on the hands, or was it the one with the ears or the...
No, he was like standing up, and he was like kind of propped up, and the phone like sat in his hand, and he'd like pick it up, I loved that. I don't actually remember talking on it. If I think of like times that I actually spoke on that telephone, I don't think so, but I love that it was a Mickey Mouse phone. But yeah. What about you?
How old were you when you got that?
Like 10, 11, 12, Cute. Somewhere in that age. Yeah. What about you? Do you have any gifts that you remember receiving?
I remember a couple stand out. One, when I was like 7, I got a cat, and I'd been wanting a cat for so long. I got a pet. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
So I was very excited about that. And then the other one I remember was when I turned 40, which was during COVID. And a good friend of mine So in college, we would always we were in a small town, and we'd always go to Sonic's. She could not say Sonic. It was always Sonic's, plural.
Well, in the South,
And
we say
so,
Walmart's,
yeah.
Sonics. Yeah.
So that's kind of been a running joke at Sonics. And so when I turned 40, I should back up. When I turned 30, we did like a big trip with friends to celebrate our 30th birthdays
Nice.
together. And then for 40, we had wanted to do the same thing, but then COVID happened. And we were supposed to get together like early March, and then the shutdown happened. And then, so I turned 40, and then in 2021, and she door dashed me 40 different Sonics drinks. So like
40.
She comes up and there's just like cases of all like any single kind of slushy you can think of. She's in them all. And granted, it's like me and my husband, and I think we had two other people in like our little pod that came over, and I was like, drinks anyone? Like,
oh my gosh.
And so it was hilarious. We did not drink all of them, but it was just the gesture and the funniness of it, and that's very much her personality. So, but that's more of like an experience, right, than like an actual gift. But
well, and I hear a pet. I hear, doing a trip, together, and then an experience of a memory together, right? Those are things you remember.
Very good experience of a memory, yes.
Yeah, and so for me, like, I'm like, I got a lot of gifts growing up, but I mean, thinking of like, what did I love? I can't really recall many of them. Me neither. But I got so many wonderful things. I'm sure I wanted them.
Right.
But I think the other thing is like, finding like the experience. I love that idea. And so I have tried my best, as I become an adult, my 20s and 30s and now 40s, like to really find moments with other people, like quality time, or, time set aside to do something together, or have a new like adventure together of some sort. And I think those are most memorable for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for now, if someone's like, what do you want for your birthday? What do you tell them?
Well, I want to go to Great Wolf Lodge with my kids. Yeah. No, so this year for my birthday, there was a really special deal like in the middle of the week, and my birthday happened to fall in the middle of the week. And so taking my kid to Great Wolf Lodge was kind of a fun thing to do. Yeah. But I will say for this year, what I want, going forward is like, I like some time to relax. I would like time to be with people that I don't get to see all the time, or have a nice moment together on the back patio, one of my favorite places. And just, not rushed around. I don't need a lot of money spent on me or anything like that. I'm not when it comes to acts of service, that's more important to me than gifts. So, somebody who's quality time or doing something kind for me is really more impactful and valued for me personally. What about for you? Like, you're in your 40s now, what do you ask for your birthday celebrations?
What I'm very similar. So what I want for my birthday is I like a good patio. I like the weather to be nice out, not too hot. It's a nice little breeze. And then usually a cocktail. And I just want friends around and be able to have uninterrupted conversations. Like having kids, like we'll do play dates or things like that and have friends over, but I feel like I'm always like looking off in the distance, and my brain is always like somewhere else, right? I feel like I'm constantly just juggling thoughts. So being able to just be with my friends and just have uninterrupted conversations. That's it.
I love that.
Not too much to ask.
I love that. There's so many wonderful memes and things going around in social media. And, I tell my husband, I don't want the expensive bag. I don't want the fancy car. I don't want the newest technology. I just am an acts of vacations kind of person. And so, I will say I love traveling. I love experiencing things with my family and friends. And so he's gotten comfortable with, okay, we're probably going to go somewhere during the year, which it's nice, so whether it's, a road trip somewhere, but there's going to be an experience that, we're going to do summertime or holiday time or birthday time. And so he knows not to get me stuff, more to set aside time for us together.
And I will say with my children too, like that's another thing is like we would usually pay for the party, or like we'll do the event. and then won't buy them anything else. So
yeah, because statistics are they're not going to remember
right.
all those gifts, just as we've tried to recall from 20, 30 years ago what did you receive. Clothes. I remember receiving clothes. Is there a specific outfit I loved or remember? No. But I know, I got clothes for my birthday or, for Christmas and things like that. I do remember one of my favorite gifts was in college. And my dad lived in another state and I was in college and he's like, what do you want for Christmas? I don't even know what to get you. You're 20 years old. And I was like, just give me a plane ticket to come see you. And it was so wonderful because I got to spend the week with my dad, and got to, just have me and him time. My sister didn't go. It was just me, so me and my sister would always, have to share him or spend time together. So it was kind of nice. Yeah. I love that. So I think, as we're thinking of our space, reframe and reclaim, how are ways that you show care and consideration and appreciation for others in a way that may not be as much materialistic or giving a physical gift? And we'd love to hear your ideas too, because I'm always thinking of, what's another great way to share appreciation for somebody that isn't always an item to give.
And it could be giving a donation in their name to either an organization they really like or just something they're passionate about. There's also, I always talk about like buy them consumables, right? Buy them things that they're going to use up. So maybe it's like flowers, so they'll get to enjoy them, but then it doesn't stay in the home, right? Of course, if you order them flowers every year and they have all the vases, that might get, accumulate.
I accumulate those and then I gift them. I gift them as I, give flowers away. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But even with kids, like I know for one of my son's closest friends, he loved sour gummy candies.
Oh.
And I love charcuterie boards. So I wanted to share my love with him. So we made a sour gummy candy charcuterie board of like all these different kinds of candies. He could try new ones he never tried before. And this was all with his mom's permission, to get sugared up really good for his birthday. But it was fun, and he remembers that. It was several years ago, and he's like, I remember my sour candy food tray.
That is so fun. Yeah. And finding ways like how I feel loved, and getting to share that experience with someone else. I love that idea. But, there's lots of ways to share, kindness and consideration for others. And then, some people are words of affirmation. So writing them a nice letter or card. Some people are acts of service. So doing something kind for them or quality time. Some people like physical touch, so just spending time together, a hug. There's a lot of people who they like that, holding hands and hugs and just cuddles. I love cuddles with my little boy, so that's more valuable to me than getting a nice t-shirt in the mail.
And if someone really likes the zoo, you could take them there, and usually they have donations where you can name animals or adopt animals, or they have bracelets now. I know you can buy them at like Hallmark and other places where the money goes towards helping preserve different types of animals. So like maybe a sea turtle, and there's a QR code, and you can scan it, and you can track where the sea turtle goes and where their migration patterns of like the whales. And so there's lots of alternative things out there now too.
Yeah. Well, if you have any ideas, we'd love to hear too. And then other ways that you felt loved and appreciated by others and how they've done that for you as well.
Yeah. So have a great birthday, no matter what month it is this year. We're going to be celebrating all month long here with lots of different people, but enjoy your birthdays, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.